You just clicked on the most important video you'll watch this year, and here's why. Columbia University neuroscientists just published groundbreaking research that proves billionaires have a measurably different brain structure than everyone else. And more importantly, they discovered the exact frequency that activates this wealth-creating brain region in anyone willing to use it. This isn't motivational fluff or wishful thinking. This is peer-reviewed neuroscience from one of the world's most prestigious research institutions, using functional MRI and EEG technology to literally map the billionaire brain. And what they found will completely change how you think about wealth, success, and your own untapped potential. Stay with me through this entire video, because at the end, I'm revealing the specific frequency protocol that activates this brain region and the exact daily practice that turns this scientific discovery into real-world results in your bank account, your opportunities, and your entire life trajectory. The Columbia study analyzed the brains of self-made billionaires versus the general population, and the results were shocking. Using advanced fMRI scanning, researchers discovered dramatically increased activity in the prefrontal cortex of billionaires, the brain region responsible for executive function, strategic decision-making, complex problem-solving, and goal-setting. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. The study revealed something even more powerful than just activity level. They found that billionaires have significantly greater connectivity between different brain regions, meaning their brains are literally wired to integrate information faster, spot patterns invisible to others, synthesize complex data into strategic action, and maintain unwavering focus on long-term objectives, even when facing short-term obstacles. This superior neural connectivity is not something they were born with. It's something their brains developed through specific patterns of thinking, emotional regulation, and most importantly, operating at a specific brainwave frequency that most people never access. Now, here's the game-changing discovery that makes all of this relevant to you right now. Columbia researchers identified that billionaires naturally spend significantly more time in theta brainwave state compared to average earner. Theta waves, which oscillate between 4-8 Hz, are the frequency your brain enters during deep meditation, creative flow state, and the moments right before you fall asleep. Most people live their entire lives dominated by beta wave, the high-frequency 1330 Hz range associated with active thinking, stress, anxiety, and survival mode. Beta keeps you trapped in reactive pattern, worried about bills, stressed about the future, unable to see opportunities right in front of you because your brain is literally vibrating too fast to access the creative, intuitive, wealth-attracting theta state. But billionaires, through deliberate practice or natural inclination, have trained their brains to drop into theta regularly. And this is where the magic happens. When your brain operates in theta frequency, something remarkable occurs in your hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped brain region that neuroscientists now call the wealth center. The Columbia study revealed that people raised in wealth have a measurably larger hippocampus than people raised in poverty. And here's the revolutionary part. Your hippocampus size is not fixed. It's neuroplastic, meaning it grows and strengthens based on the frequency at which you operate. When you consistently activate theta waves through specific audio frequencies, you literally stimulate hippocampus growth. And as your hippocampus expands, so does your capacity to spot opportunities, make wealth-generating decisions, maintain confidence under pressure, and attract financial abundance like a magnet pulling iron. Dr. Thomas Summers, a leading neuroscientist who has studied this phenomenon extensively, explains that theta brainwave stimulation creates what he calls wealth attraction mode, where your subconscious mind becomes programmed for abundance instead of scarcity. Most people walk around with their wealth thermostat set at just enough to survive, because their beta-dominated brains are constantly scanning for threats, problems, and reasons to stay small and safe. But when you shift into theta, your brain's reticular activating system, the filter that decides what information deserves your conscious attention, begins highlighting opportunities instead of obstacles, possibilities instead of limitation, abundance instead of lack. This is not manifestation mysticism. This is measurable neuroscience with before and after brain scans, proving the structural changes that occur when you consistently operate at billionaire brain frequency. The question burning in your mind right now should be, How do I activate this frequency consistently? Because knowing the science is interesting, but applying it is transformative. Stay with me because we're about to go deep into the exact protocol. But first, I need you to understand why this matters more than any other success strategy you've ever tried. The Columbia research proves that wealth is not primarily about working harder, networking better, or having lucky breaks. It's about operating your brain at a frequency that makes you magnetic to wealth. Think about every billionaire you know: Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. They all share one critical trait that has nothing to do with their starting capital or their education or their connection. They all trained their brains, consciously or unconscious, to operate in a frequency range that the average person accesses maybe 5 minutes per day. When Elon Musk talks about entering deep work mode, where he loses track of time and breakthrough solutions appear seemingly out of nowhere, he's describing theta state. When Warren Buffett explains his legendary ability to see investment opportunities that Wall Street analysts completely miss, he's describing the enhanced pattern recognition that comes from a hippocampus trained by decades of theta wave operation. When Jeff Bezos describes his method of making high-stakes decisions by trusting his gut after gathering data, he's describing the integrated brain connectivity that Columbia researchers found to be the hallmark of billionaire neurology. The revolutionary breakthrough from the Columbia study is this: we now know that the billionaire brain is not a genetic lottery, it's a trainable state. Every single neural advantage, they measured the enhanced prefrontal cortex activity, the superior interhemispheric connectivity, the enlarged hippocampus, the dominance of theta over beta wave. All of these can be developed in your brain, starting today, using targeted frequency stimulation. The technology that makes this possible is called brainwave entrainment, a scientifically validated method where external audio frequencies synchronize your brain's natural electrical rhythms to match the desired state. When you listen to audio precisely calibrated to theta frequency, typically around 6.3 Hz, which researchers call the wealth frequency, your brain naturally begins mirroring that frequency through a process called frequency following response. But here's where most people get this completely wrong. They listen to generic meditation music or random binaural beat and wonder why nothing changes. The Columbia research revealed something critical that casual users miss. It's not just about reaching theta state for a few minutes. It's about training your brain to maintain theta consciousness while remaining functionally alert, a state neuroscientists call theta-beta crossover. This is the secret operating mode of billionaires. They've trained their brains to simultaneously access the creative, intuitive, opportunity-spotting power of theta while maintaining the focused, action-taking clarity of low beta. Most people are either spaced out in theta without an executive function, or they're sharp in beta without creative insight. But billionaires have mastered the integration of both states. The Billionaire Brainwave program, developed based directly on this Columbia research, uses a proprietary sound technology that induces theta-beta crossover in just 7 minutes per day. The specific audio frequencies target your hippocampus with precision, stimulating the growth of new neural connections that literally expand your capacity for wealth attraction. Studies tracking participants using this protocol showed measurable hippocampus enlargement after just 30 days of consistent use, and the real-world results were even more dramatic. Unexpected money showing up, job promotions, business breakthroughs, investment wins, and what participants described as an eerie sense of being in the right place at the right time, repeatedly. Dr. Summers explains this phenomenon through what he calls the wealth autopilot effect. When your hippocampus is activated and operating in theta frequency, your subconscious mind, which controls 95% of your daily decisions and behavior, gets reprogrammed from scarcity mode to abundance mode. You start unconsciously making different choices, noticing different opportunities, saying yes to different possibilities, taking different action. And all of this happens automatically without willpower or conscious effort because your brain's operating system has literally been upgraded. This is why billionaires seem to have supernatural luck or timing. It's not luck, it's neurology. Their brains are wired to spot and seize opportunity that your beta-dominated brain filters out as irrelevant noise. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds too simple. How can 7 minutes of listening to specific frequencies actually change my financial reality? The answer lies in understanding the compound effect of neuroplasticity. Every time you activate theta-beta crossover, you're literally creating new neural pathways in your brain. And when you do this consistently day after day, those pathways strengthen and multiply until they become your brain's new default operating mode. It's exactly like building muscle at the gym. One workout doesn't transform your body, but consistent training over weeks and months literally restructures your physiology, and the same principle applies to your brain. The Columbia researchers documented participants who went from barely registering theta activity at baseline to spending hours per day in theta-beta crossover after just 60 days of daily frequency training, and their lives transformed accordingly. New careers multiplied, income, investment, success, business growth, all traceable back to measurable changes in their brain structure and function.
Let me break down exactly what happens in your brain during those 7 minutes of billionaire frequency activation, because understanding the mechanism makes the results inevitable. The audio begins with a specific binaural beat pattern that creates a 6.3 Hz differential between your left and right ear and your brain, seeking to reconcile this difference. Naturally generates theta waves at that exact frequency. Within the first 2 minutes, your prefrontal cortex begins showing increased activity as measured by EEG. This is your executive function center coming online with enhanced power. By minute 3, your hippocampus starts receiving targeted stimulation through harmonic frequencies that neuroscientists discovered literally trigger neurogenesis, the birth of brand new brain cells in the wealth center of your brain. By minute 5, you've entered theta-beta crossover, where the magic truly happens. Your analytical mind stays alert while you're creative. Subconscious opens completely, allowing you to simultaneously access strategic thinking and intuitive insight. The exact combination that billionaires use to make breakthrough decisions that seem like genius to everyone else. The Columbia researchers were particularly fascinated by what they called wealth perception shift that occurred in study participants. After consistent theta frequency training, before training, when shown images of wealthy lifestyles, luxury items, or large numbers representing money, participants showed stress activation in their amygdala, the brain's fear center, indicating subconscious association between wealth and danger or unworthiness. After 30 days of daily theta activation, those same participants showed completely different brain activity. Instead of amygdala stress response, they showed nucleus accumbens activation, the reward center, indicating their brains had literally been rewired to perceive wealth as safe, natural, and attainable. This neurological shift is absolutely critical because your subconscious beliefs about wealth determine what opportunities you notice, what risks you're willing to take, what income you unconsciously cap yourself at, and what financial behaviors feel comfortable versus scary. Most people have what psychologists call a wealth thermostat set at a specific income level. And no matter what they consciously desire, their subconscious keeps sabotaging any attempt to exceed that level through procrastination, self-doubt, missed opportunities, or self-destructive behaviors that reset them back to their set point. The Columbia study revealed that this wealth thermostat is literally hardwired in your hippocampus based on your childhood experiences and repeated thought patterns. Children raised in wealthy households develop large active hippocampi that expect abundance, while children raised in scarcity develop smaller hippocampi programmed for survival mode. But here's the liberating truth that changes everything. Your hippocampus remains plastic throughout your entire life, meaning you can literally reprogram your wealth thermostat at any age using the right frequency stimulation. Billionaires who came from poverty didn't overcome their programming through sheer willpower. They unconsciously or deliberately trained their brains into theta-dominant states that restructured their hippocampus and reset their wealth thermostat to unlimited "I need you to do something right now" that will activate your transformation. Go to the comments and type one financial goal you're committing to achieve in the next 90 days. Don't hold back. Don't be realistic. Write the goal that excites and slightly scares you. Because here's what's happening neurologically when you do this. You're activating your prefrontal cortex through goal setting. You're signaling your reticular activating system to start filtering for opportunities related to that goal, and you're creating public accountability that your subconscious takes seriously. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I'm releasing advanced protocols every week that build on this foundation, taking you deeper into billionaire brain optimization, and you don't want to miss a single one. Now, back to the science that's about to change your life. The Billionaire Brainwave program includes something the creators call wealth, anchoring a technique derived from the Columbia research showing that theta frequency is most effective when combined with specific visualizations and affirmations timed to your brain's synaptic receptivity windows. During the peak theta moments of the 7-minute audio, you're guided to visualize yourself already experiencing the wealth you desire, not as a future fantasy, but as a present reality, and this distinction is crucial. When you imagine something as future, your brain processes it as separate from current identity. But when you feel it as now, your brain begins generating the neural patterns and neurochemical signatures of someone who already has wealth. And this triggers the reticular activating system to start noticing real-world opportunities that match your internal state. Billionaires naturally do this unconsciously. They feel wealthy before the money shows up, which is why money shows up. But for most people, this feels impossible because their beta-dominated consciousness rejects visualization as fake or delusional. Theta-beta crossover solves this problem by putting your critical mind in neutral while your subconscious accepts the new programming without resistance.
There's a specific physiological cascade that happens during billionaire frequency activation that explains why results show up so quickly for some users. When theta waves activate your hippocampus, it triggers release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which scientists call miracle grow for your brain because it stimulates growth of new neural connections at an accelerated rate. Simultaneously, theta activation reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps you trapped in survival mode, and literally shrinks your hippocampus over time. This combination of increased BDNF and decreased cortisol creates optimal conditions for rapid neuroplasticity, meaning your brain can rewire itself faster than normal. And this is why people report shifts in their thinking behavior and external results within days or weeks, rather than months or years. But here's something absolutely critical that separates people who get life-changing results from people who try this and quit after a few days. Consistency matters exponentially more than intensity. 7 minutes every single day for 21 days will transform your brain measurably and your life dramatically, while sporadic use whenever you remember will produce minimal results. This isn't motivational advice, it's neuroscience. Your brain requires repeated exposure to new patterns before they become automatic. And the Columbia study specifically identified 21 days as the minimum threshold for establishing new default neural pathway. Think of it like working out. You wouldn't expect to transform your body by going to the gym randomly once a week. You need consistent stimulus over time, and your brain works exactly the same way. The billionaires who naturally developed these neural patterns didn't do it overnight. They spent years unconsciously training their brains through their habits, environments, and thought patterns. But with targeted frequency technology, you can compress decades of unconscious development into weeks of deliberate practice. Real users of the Billionaire Brainwave program report some fascinating patterns that align perfectly with the Columbia research. Within the first week, most people notice subtle shifts in their thinking. They find themselves less reactive to stress, more optimistic about possibilities, noticing opportunities they previously would have missed. Week 2 typically brings what users describe as luck surge. Unexpected money shows up, connections reach out, doors open in surprising ways. And while this feels magical, it's actually your reticular activating system doing its job of filtering reality to match your newly programmed wealth consciousness. Week 3 is where the compound effect becomes undeniable. Bigger opportunities appear. Decisions that would have paralyzed become clear actions that would have felt scary, become natural, and your external circumstances begin noticeably shifting to reflect your internal transformation. By day 30, users report feeling like fundamentally different people, not because their personality changed, but because their brain literally restructured to operate at billionaire frequency. The program also addresses something the Columbia researchers found crucial: environmental cues that either support or sabotage your new neural program. Your brain doesn't just respond to the frequency audio, it responds to everything in your environment: the people you spend time with, the content you consume, the conversations the physical spaces you inhabit. Billionaires intuitively curate environments that reinforce wealth consciousness, surrounding themselves with success-oriented people, consuming information about growth and opportunity, spending time in spaces that feel abundant. The program includes specific protocols for what they call environmental entrainment, simple shifts in your daily environment that amplify the neural reprogramming happening during your 7-minute theta sessions. This might mean changing what you watch, who you talk to, where you work, what you read, because every input either strengthens or weakens the new neural pathways you're building. One of the most powerful insights from the Columbia study was the discovery of what researchers termed wealth momentum, a neurological phenomenon where initial small wins create cascading positive changes in brain structure that accelerate future success. When you achieve a goal, even a small one, your brain releases dopamine, which strengthens the neural pathways involved in that achievement, making future wins more likely and easier. Billionaires leverage this by setting incremental goals that build confidence and strengthen their wealth neural networks progressively, rather than setting massive goals that feel overwhelming and trigger amygdala fear response. The Billionaire Brainwave protocol incorporates this by encouraging users to celebrate every evidence of shift, every synchronicity, every unexpected money, every new opportunity, because celebration triggers the dopamine release that accelerates neural rewiring. Your brain does not distinguish between a $50 unexpected win and a $5,000 in terms of neural strengthening. Both activate the same reward pathways and reinforce your wealth program, so acknowledging and celebrating all wins, regardless of size, compounds your results exponentially. Here's the final piece of the puzzle that makes everything I've shared with you today actionable, starting right now. The Columbia study concluded with a recommendation that has profound implications for anyone serious about financial transformation. Combine theta frequency activation with what they call high-frequency input throughout your day. This means that your 7-minute morning theta session sets your baseline neural state, but then you amplify and sustain that state by intentionally consuming content, conversations, and experiences that vibrate at wealth frequency. Every time you watch videos about success, read books by billionaires, listen to podcasts about wealth creation, have conversations about possibilities rather than problems, or spend time in environments that feel abundant, you're strengthening the neural patterns established during your theta session. Conversely, every time you watch news focused on crisis, engage in gossip about who's failing, consume content celebrating victimhood, or spend time in scarcity-focused environments, you're actively weakening your billionaire brain development. The choice is yours every single moment, and billionaires make this choice unconscious toward high-frequency inputs because their brains are already wired to find those inputs pleasurable and valuable, while most people unconsciously choose low-frequency inputs because their brains are wired to find those familiar and safe. The transformation that's available to you through billionaire brain frequency is not just about making more money, though that's certainly one inevitable result. It's about fundamentally upgrading your operating system from survival mode to thriving mode, from reactive to creative, from victim to creator, from scarce to abundant. When your brain operates at billionaire frequency, you don't just attract more wealth, you become someone who naturally generates value, spots opportunities, builds meaningful connection, makes wise decisions, and experiences life from a place of power rather than fear. This is why the most successful people in any field, not just business, tend to have similar brain patterns. They've all accessed and trained theta-beta crossover, whether they knew the neuroscience behind it or not. The question now is simple. Are you going to take this information and let it become just another interesting thing you learned and forgot? Or are you going to actually implement the 7-minute daily protocol that rewires your brain for wealth? Because here's the truth that might be uncomfortable, but needs to be said. Knowledge without application is just entertainment, and transformation requires commitment. The billionaires with the brain patterns that Columbia studied didn't develop those patterns by accident. They developed them through consistent practice of specific mental habits. And now you have access to technology that compresses decades of unconscious training into weeks of deliberate frequency activation. If you made it to this point in the video, you're already different from 95% of people who clicked away looking for quick fixes or magic pills. You understand that real transformation comes from understanding and applying actual science, not from wishful thinking. Here's what I need you to do right now. First, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon because I'm releasing follow-up content that goes even deeper into brain optimization, advanced frequency protocols, wealth consciousness training, and real neuroscience applied to success. And this channel is becoming the premier source for people serious about using their brain as the ultimate wealth creation tool. Second, give this video a like because it tells YouTube to recommend this life-changing information to more people who need it. Third, go to the link in the description where I've put together the complete 21-day billionaire brain frequency protocol, including the exact audio files calibrated to 6.3 Hz theta, the daily practice guide, the environmental optimization checklist and case study from real users who transformed their financial reality. This isn't theory this is your roadmap based on Columbia University neuroscience. And finally, drop a comment right now telling me what shifted for you in this video, what insight hit you hardest, what you're committing to do differently starting today, because your declaration activates the transformation at a neural level. Your billionaire brain is waiting to be activated. The science is proven, the technology is available. The only question is whether you'll actually use it. I'll see you in the next video where we go even deeper into optimizing your wealth frequency.